Hello, I'm Mitra Sorrells in the PhocusWire Studio at Phocuswright Europe, and I am joined by Lucas Gebhardt, founder and CEO of Mobee Travel, and George Sanz, Director of Strategy and Business Development. Welcome.
Hello, Mitra.
Welcome.
Thank you for hosting us.
Yes, so maybe it would be helpful if you just start by telling us a bit about Mobee Travel.
Mobee Travel is a platform dedicated to people with special needs. We help them finding accessible accommodation all around the world, from A to Z, from find accommodation to transport, until the medical equipment during the stay.
Okay, and right now you are operating in France and elsewhere. What is the scope of the business?
We are operating all around the world. We are in 70 countries, in all continents, so we can operate all around the world.
Okay. And I understand in May you had some funding. Tell us a bit about that and what that is doing for you now.
Well, in January, we raised 1.5 million euro mainly with BA and some family funds, and this to enable us to grow and to contract some person for our customer service, because our differentiation point, I would say, is the quality of our customer service, because we are addressing some specific customers. They need assistance. We need to qualify very in deep when they're asking us for going on a holiday, what they need, what their level of handicap. So we need to be strong at customer service. And then the other side of the business, why we raise some money, is to source, the product. Because at the end, like just Lucas said, it's not only to book a disabled room in a hotel or in a campsite, we need to assist them with when they need. Sometimes in a hotel, we need to put in place a medical bed.
Oh.
So sometimes they need oxygen during their stay, they need nurse service, So all that, we're organizing everything. So for that, we need to strengthen the current team we have. And for that, we raise some money.
Yeah, I would imagine that takes a lot of communication and coordination to make all of that happen.
Yeah, because usually when we are talking to an hotel or hotel in general, legally they need to have a disabled room at least.
Right.
One at least. But even a hotel offering a disabled room, if they have a swimming pool, you ask to the hotelier, is your swimming pool available for our customers? You might say no.
Yeah.
So, we are evangelize all this industry, because at the end, it's not only book a disabled room, it's more than that.
Yeah. I'd imagine, it sounds like there's a lot of education that you're doing then to kind of educate the industry about how to provide this type of service.
Yes, exactly. That's why we have created our own label to check all the accommodation with more than 100 critters to check if the room is suitable, if the reception is suitable, etc., etc. So each accommodation or platform has been checked. It's very important for us.
Yeah, so it's kind of like the Mobee certification, if you will, for the property then?
Yeah.
And are you actually having people on the ground in person making those checks, or is it through phone calls and photos?
Well, I would say this is a benefit of the COVID, I would say, into brackets, because during this time, as we are less business, so our team went to visit hotels, campsites, and then we do the label certification.
Right.
And currently we have 30,000 rooms checked and certified by Mobee Travel.
Wow.
Yeah. In France, it's us. In other country, it's our partner. We are working with a local travel agency who checked for us with our certification, and they gave in our name. They gave the certification to the hotel that the hotel is very accessible for this or this handicap, because we are working on 4 handicap disabled people in a wheelchair.
Blind.
Okay.
People.
Yes. Limited sight.
Yeah. And then, à part les
mental.
Mental psychology.
Yes.
mental,
Okay.
psychological
Yes.
handicap.
Yeah.
And the last is auditive.
Oh, okay, hearing.
Hearing, exactly.
Yes. Okay, that's very interesting. So tell me a bit. I understand you have this Mobee Travel for Business that you're developing. Is that? I'd imagine that is a very needed service to help companies who may have employees that are traveling with some accessibility issues.
It's very difficult for someone in a wheelchair to go on holiday, but it's the same to go work in another city or in another country.
Yeah.
And for company, it's a very big pain to growth and for the employees brand. So we have created Mobee Travel for Business, the first solution to help company to book a room accessible for one of your collaborators in a wheelchair.
Okay.
Imagine someone wants to come to Phocuswright conference
Right.
for a company. So we need to organize that, not transport, accommodation, everything. So, and today when you are talking to companies, well, it's a big gap here, it's
Right.
a hole. So here we are intending to cover this gap and to suggest solutions, to these companies.
Okay.
And we decided to don't help just people in a wheelchair, mobility with reduced mobility people in a company, but
Right.
all the company. When we're working with a company, we help all collaborators to all employees to book. And if you are in a wheelchair, never mind, no problem. It's the same services. So everyone is in the same situation, same
I think
level.
that makes a lot of sense rather than sort of singling out and labeling separately in a
Sure.
way.
Yeah.
It's more equitable. Yeah, that's an interesting concept. And then what about, I understand you have Mobee Travel Pro, so you're working with travel agencies?
Yeah. Well, because in France, at least in our market, if you are in a wheelchair and you enter in a travel agency asking for a package, you will have not some problem, but it's been quite difficult because they are not, doing this kind of booking on a daily basis. It's more as exceptional.
Right.
So what we think we want to, so we create a production specific for travel agency, and like that they will have a product to sell when someone will come to the agency asking for a specific holiday with a disabled person. So currently we are in talks with major retailers network in France because they came to us, when they heard that we are setting up this kind of product because they are very interested because there's something missing currently in the travel industry.
And we hope that at the end of these years, we will have 100 travel agency in France who can resell or offer to people with special needs.
And then potentially expanding beyond France with some of that as well.
Yeah,
Then,
and because we can show on the door, when you enter, not only the IATA sticker, they could show the Mobee Travel sticker that may come in, we will have the product for you, so.
Okay, well, wonderful. It sounds like you're doing some really wonderful work. So
Yeah.
it's great to learn more about what you're doing. Lucas and George, thank you so much for joining us in the studio.
Thank you, Mitra.
Thank
All
you.
right, thank you.